Hello, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever been to a family gathering where everything seems normal until someone decides to spice things up a bit? Well, that's exactly what happened to me recently. My sister, in all her brilliant wisdom, decided to host a family roast. And guess who ended up being the main target? Yeah, that's right, me. Now, I know what you're thinking. A family roast sounds like a fun and lighthearted way to get everyone laughing, right? Well, it is, until you realize that the jokes are coming at you from every direction, and suddenly you're the star of a comedy show you didn't sign up for. It all started innocently enough with a text message from my sister. She sent out an invite for a special family gathering this weekend. I assumed it was just another typical family dinner, maybe with some games or a movie night. But then I noticed the message she sent directly to me. Oh, by the way, it's a roast, and you are the guest of honor. My immediate thought was, roast, like the comedy roast where people make jokes at your expense? My stomach dropped. My sister has always had a knack for humor, but this was a whole new level. I could already imagine her standing up there, mic in hand, with that mischievous glint in her eyes, ready to unleash years of accumulated jokes and stories. In the days leading up to the event, I was filled with a mix of anxiety and curiosity. I could feel my phone vibrating every few minutes with messages from various family members, each one more ominous than the last. Are you ready for the roast? I've got some good ones lined up for you. Even my mum texted, asking if she could get in on the action. It was as if everyone had been preparing for this moment their entire lives, collecting little anecdotes and stories, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to embarrass me in front of everyone. I started second-guessing every interaction I'd ever had with my family, wondering which moments they would pull from to craft their jokes. Was it the time I tried to impress everyone at Thanksgiving with a fancy dessert and ended up dropping it face first on the kitchen floor? Or maybe the time I thought it would be a good idea to give an impromptu karaoke performance at a cousin's wedding. The possibilities were endless, and I knew I was in for it. The day of the roast finally arrived. I showed up at my sister's place, trying to maintain an air of confidence, even though I felt like I was walking into a lion's den. As soon as I stepped inside, I knew I was right. The living room was set up like a mini comedy club, chairs arranged in rows facing a small stage area with a microphone stand. There were even snacks laid out like we were at a real comedy show. I looked around at my relatives who were grinning like kids who had just been told they could have all the candy they wanted. My sister took the mic first and the room fell silent. She welcomed everyone and then immediately launched into a joke about me. Thanks everyone for coming to this roast, she started. Tonight we're here to celebrate my sibling, who, let's be honest, gives us endless material to work with. The laughter erupted, and I knew then that there was no turning back. The joke started off relatively mild. My sister poked fun at my childhood fashion choices, like the time I decided that wearing all neon for a week was a good idea. I thought they were trying to be a traffic cone, she joked, and everyone burst into laughter. I laughed along, trying to play it cool, but I could already feel my cheeks turning red. Then she moved on to more recent material, like my attempts at cooking. Remember the time you tried to make pasta and forgot to add water? We ended up with the world's first burnt to a crisp spaghetti. The room roared with laughter again. I couldn't help but smile. Even I had to admit that was a spectacular fail. Just when I thought I might be in the clear, my uncle took the stage. Now, if there's anyone in my family who loves a good joke, it's him. He pulled out a piece of paper, cleared his throat, and started listing all the times I'd made a fool of myself. So, I hear you've got a YouTube channel now, he began. Can you remind us what the theme is? Oh, right, embarrassing yourself in front of the entire internet. I laughed, a bit nervously this time, as the rest of the family joined in. He continued, and don't even get me started on your love life, or should I say, the lack thereof. We were beginning to think you were dating your computer. Ouch, he really didn't hold back. I could see my cousins nearly falling off their chairs laughing. Next up was my aunt, who brought out a scrapbook of old photos. Oh no, I knew where this was going. She started flipping through pictures from our family vacations, showcasing some of my most awkward moments. "Here's a classic," she said, holding up a photo of me from when I was about 10 years old, dressed in mismatched clothes and holding a butterfly net. "What exactly was your plan here? To catch butterflies or scare them away with that outfit?" The room erupted once again. It was like a never-ending barrage of jokes, each one hitting harder than the last. Even my mum got in on it, sharing the story of the time I accidentally sent a love letter to my teacher instead of my crush. "You always were a romantic," she said with a smirk. By the end of the night, I felt like I had gone 10 rounds in a boxing ring. But despite all the teasing and jokes, there was an underlying sense of warmth and love in the room. My sister wrapped up the evening by saying, "In all seriousness, we love you, and we wouldn't be here laughing if we didn't care. You bring so much joy to our lives, and we just wanted to show you that in the most humiliating way possible." Everyone cheered and clapped, and I had to admit, it was one of the best family gatherings we'd had in a long time. Sure, I was the main target, but it was all in good fun. It's moments like these that remind me how lucky I am to have a family that can laugh together, even if it means laughing at my expense. So that was my experience at my sister's family roast. It was definitely a night I'll never forget, and neither will anyone else in my family, considering they recorded the whole thing. I'm sure the video will resurface at every holiday for years to come, but honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's a memory I'll cherish. And even though I got roasted, I felt the love. If you've ever been the target of a roast, especially by your own family, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, well, consider yourself lucky, but also know that it's an experience unlike any other. Thanks for tuning in and letting me share this hilarious and slightly painful story with you all. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below about your own roast experiences. I'd love to hear your stories too. Until next time, stay laughing.